Hi, everybody. Hi. So, if you have not watched the video, that's okay. I will explain it to you. So, welcome to the reactions of the Hollow video. I was going to show you the video of Hollow, but because YouTube will probably strike people for copywriting and everything, uh, just just for safety measures, I decided not to do that, but instead explain to you what will be going on. All right. So I will show my face later and talk about it. But let's talk about it for a minute. Now, basically, basically in my review of this if you clearly see it, this is one of the things that will be shocking for you. I'm just going to say this in a voice review because I've seen it many times before. So in the beginning of the show, you may see there's no, where there's a holder to control the puppets. Instead, there's only just strings. The question is why the strings? You might not know, but the strings are part of, they're controlled by an unknown force. Another thing is that did you guys see one of the Easter eggs? The Easter egg is someone hiding behind the trophies, and you can tell who it is. The leader of Stray Kids is Bang Chan. So Bang Chan is mostly like once after Hyunjin goes and dances and controlled by a puppet. But he, of course, shows you the necklace and all that. And like I said, I was planning to show you the video and proving my point, but we will watch it together, and then I will bring up my hypothesis on what this is about mostly. So bear with me, and I do apologize, but due to safety reasons and due to like hoping that I don't lose my subscribers and everything, I decided not to play the video while I'm recording. It's kind of wrong. So what we're gonna do is that I'm gonna be talking about this through not seeing my face and all, but just talk through it. Okay. The next thing that you basically want to know is that if you have seen the video of um, Hollow, you should see that there's tons of trophies that the chief and Stray Kids have made, and Chan is hiding like in plain sight, and with his eyes showing and everything, and then drops the necklace of what appears to be like a orb or something. Now, if you've seen or recognize that orb or something different, it's different from giant, if you might know, but that's not all what's different. It's also the part where Sungman is flying down on the ground. So just imagine that and see what that will get you. So in the next part of the scene, they do this circle thing, which is like, it's almost like, I don't think it's a ritual or nothing, but it seems like it's a ritual of just like, kind to contact somebody or something. Anyway, basically, what it means is that what they're trying to do, they're trying so very patiently on what they're doing. And as I said before, if you really want to, I mean, someday in the near future, when I have someone to help me with recording hollow exclamations, everything, yeah, just for volunteer fun. I don't really need to do this now, but I'm saying don't do it. I wouldn't do that, but yeah, someday I will do that, and I'll have just have like the background in my room and stuff, have the video up and everything, and talk about Hollow. But bear with me on this one, and I do apologize that I had to put my video on my drive right now, because again, I do not want to be striked or be demonetized because I'm copywriting a song off the TV. So we'll just talk about it instead. So now, the part that I wanted to say is that due to what's going on with everybody else, this is mostly one of the shocking things that I have not seen yet. But one of the things I have seen is mostly shocking, and you might be like, oh, I didn't know that. Well, now I'm here to tell you. Now, during this, is that you'll see a shadow. No, a face. He looks like a Slender Man, kind of a shadow man person, giving them their necklaces and telling them, well, you must promise me you collect the shiny things and you must put it in a bucket if you find some. And of course, the I can't take it no more, meaning that they're getting fed up. That means that Hyunjin was starting to get fed up from the beginning because he didn't want this fame and popularity. And there is no strings attached when they're dancing and everything for a performance. Han dance to that, and it's just think of it. It's, the dance itself is kind of controlling and manifesting itself. Then you have Lino. Lino, who is a amazing dancer, also danced through this, and of course the same thing. The same thing goes with I. You know, funny thing is I'm forgetting the one part thing is too is that Felix also is being controlled by this thing from the very beginning, and then, of course, feeling like now in Japanese or in English, it means is that they have not even achieved their bucket list yet, meaning that there's so much to do and there's so much that they haven't explored yet, like different countries that they've never been before. And that's what that fun mystery of that is. So I'm randomizing what I've seen in the videos, and again, I hope this I'm hoping that you'll forgive me on what I'm saying next. Um but here's the next part that really gets me going is the part that when Changbin sings his song, you notice that there's like less and less flowers on each of the members because they're doing their own struggles. So what the flowers represents is their life, their essence, their innocence. That's what it means. And of course, with different suits, everybody has a different trait. Felix is the angel of the behind the voice, of course. Then you have Changbin, the people call him Dark, known as the rapper, who doesn't have a soul or anything. But in reality, he does have like a kindness, have a baby girl attitude, and all that. And then, and then, when they start dancing, it just takes it up there. Okay, now the next part that I need to let you know on is basically the other suits. So with Iron's suit, his does not have a lot of flowers. But again, he wears blue, that's an oddball there. Why would Iron wear blue while the others are wearing black, white, and that's kind of a stunning kind of color. It's because he wants to fall out of fall out of line. He wanted to be extraordinary. You take a guess. All right, let me go reveal my face because it's getting a little weird. Okay. Now, this kind of makes a little bit more sense now since I'm going to talk about it. Now, the next thing I'm going to be telling you is very shocking. Now, with Bang Chan, because he has the leader and he's the wolf leader, he has a lot of flowers. Do you know what the reason is? Have you figured out yet? Well, my theory for this is because he carries a lot of weight, leaving his home, regrets, leaving not getting a chance to see his siblings grow up. All that. That brings to the part of the next thing is, well, he is a leader, but he's not just a leader. He is the whole core, the heart, the stone, everything that makes up Stray Kids. Without that whole and protection, there would be no leader, and they would have just been struggling, and they wouldn't have made it that I have made it moment. And then of course Han is very much a rapper as well. And of course, you could see through his blue like little trimmings on his suit, is that he is also pure innocence as well. A lot of them have pure innocence in them, but then there's sometimes you might want to, just feel a little overwhelmed, right? Now, this is kind of the next thing I want to mention is who is behind that mask? Do you know who it is? The next thing that I want you to remember is that that person in the mask is mysterious. We don't know who it is, but think of it as like a shadow. So this music is mostly about hollow, meaning is that what what the fame is going to do to them, what kind of cost or price that they're making, and what kind of deal are they making when dealing with the dark K-pop reality of the industry itself. Okay, let's keep moving on. The next thing I want to make sure that you guys understand next is the one that you'll get to it next. This one is very important. It's the other outfits. Now, did you see the now I noticed it. I wonder if you guys noticed it too. But do you recognize those casual clothes? That if you did, well, it's part of the hollow jacket. You know the hollow picture poster that is out there? Yeah, it's those. And you might see them in Japan. Unfortunately, I can't get hollow right now because it's just, I'll explain that after the video, but, Now, continuing on is that as this continues and progressing, when they look at the mirror, when they look at the windows, they really miss happiness. They really want to see what kind of joy is behind the windows. Birthdays, celebrations, you name it. They want it all. It was just like they want something. And you could see that even stray kids have their moments. And even though when you see them go through a lot of this and that, there's like several things you have to look forward to. Is some wants greed, which they symbolizes the different kinds of not greed but different kinds of there's greed, there's ignorance, there's bliss, and then there's even zoning out. Those are the different kinds of those are the kind of different kind of signs that you want to stay avoid from. You want to avoid the greed, you want to avoid the selfishness, you want to greed the selfishness, the greed, the ignorance, paying no attention to it, and lastly is going for the gold, and going for the gold and the goal for this. It's not gold, but it's goal. GOAL, like going to go find their purpose, is what I'm saying. So when Lino decided to pull out what was not shiny, it was Han's soul that he pulled out. Not only was Han struggling, but he was also trying to hang on until he collapsed. And no one paid attention to it. Why? Because they were all immersed with greed, and they were immersed with ignorance, and they were immersed with, oh, I need to find the shiny quickly. And even then, when you see Chamberlain trying to get all the shinies together, he's like, I don't want to anger this person. So that's what this means. Now, the other thing I want to mention is that Icarus. Think of Icarus, right? The messenger. Icarus is a god of a messenger. But we also think of Icarus as someone who wants more, right? When Hyunjin decided to go climb up to those stairs up and try to grab the shiny. Not only was that shiny not reachable, it was the sun, but he he not knowingly had his own incident. And not only that, this incident made him fall. It so he tripped on the metal. He try to go grab the sun, but but out of sheer pure out of sheer pure um confusion, that not only was that not the shiny, it was the sun, he collapsed to his own demise. And Hyunjin turned into, from Hyunjin to Sungmin, who's flying midair, to Ian, the youngest member of the group, falling and not land on something soft. It was because that that what they were looking for was very, very harsh, and it was very scary for them. And let's not forget about Bang Chen's hello, hello, hello. Oh. And it sounds like a siren, right? When you say hello, hello, hello. And they're singing, oh, ah. It sounds like a hollow, but it sounds like a repeat of siren song. Does that make sense? And of course, in the course of dance movements, meaning that they are being controlled, is exactly the example that we are. There's parts that we still miss and still want to know more about. The one thing that you all were wondering too is what made Ian cry. Ian cried because not only did he hurt himself with the not only did he try to collect everything, the shards, he got hurt by the shards. That wasn't what made him cry. What made him cry is that there's a lot of hatred. There's a lot of darkness. There's a lot of people just throwing their negativity towards the youngest of the group. And as for the light, you see the, where you see the beaming lights, that almost question, but cut it off because you don't want to see that part, because that part is traumatic. And after that dance was over, they look just like they did for, if you didn't see, here's the shocking part. Just like, okay, so at the end of La La La, did you guys notice something? Because when I watched it, I noticed it. They were looking to see if the audience approved, if they say, okay, we want to know if this is okay, or do you guys accept us, is what it was. The same thing happened to Hollow yet again. They were looking for approval. They were looking for, hey, did we do well? Do it make you proud? That is, and what Stray Kids' message is, it talks about the dark side of K-pop industry. Don't get me wrong, don't hate me, but that's what that message is about. And at the end of the video, you might be thinking, why is not Felix not going with his friends? Why is Felix not going with them? Felix finds that big shiny, and then he looks at it, and then he looks at you. And that gives you the blankless face of saying, what would you do if you did this all again? What price would you be paying? And at what cost will fame do to you? That should that should be your question and answer on that, is what are you giving up? What are the consequences of going for what you're looking for? Is fame worth everything that you have to sacrifice everything? Would you do it again? Are you willing to sacrifice all that you have, but knowing that there's consequences at the end of the road, no matter the hate, no matter the negativity you're getting, and no matter the slanders that you're getting out of fame, out of reputation, what are you willing to do to get to where you're going? Well, guys, I hope that this confusing but yet random events is what it means. Um, so I might record again. Um, but I won't record yet until later on. I'll probably record tomorrow. I got things to do. So other than that, I am going to post this up and I hope you guys like it. Sorry for the confusion and sorry for not showing the video. I know you wanted to see the video, but like I said, I would rather talk it out than show you the visuals and give you a clear example of what it is. And if I missed anything, comment down below and let me know what I missed. All right, take care. Bye-bye.